Hi guys, hi everyone. So today I want to show you something special, something cool about ConfUI, of course, about Stable Diffusion, about the creation of great images with important upscale and with many details. In particular, I want to start from an image like this, pink mushroom, okay? And I want to create something like this. As you can see, we take this photo, this kind of image, and we transform it in something very, very cool with, as you can see, an incredibly amount of details. We are going to use a bunch of ControlNet, a bunch of LoRa, just like one, just one, I think, and an upscaler, of course, key sampler, but we will see in a moment in details. So first of all, we want to talk about this node. This node is very important, this image resize, because we are going to use as an input an image. I want to use any kind of image with not particular ratio, okay? So I want to create an image with a specific ratio. In our case, a 1K ratio, 1024 1024 for both side. Okay, so this node, I just launch a prompt in a second. Okay, this node crop, in my case, crop the image in a square. This is very important because I don't want to spend spend time to recreate a right ratio in Photoshop and put again in stable. I want to create something very quick, very cool, and right now we talk about this mushroom. As you can see, I used many of them, and I want to use this one. It's very cool. Has an image of these three blues mushroom. I maintain this crop. You can also play with pad, so you can crop with a specific ratio and moving the image top down, left, right. But in our case, I want just to keep the thing simple. So this is the first step. We want to have an image, a square image. Now that we have it, we want to talk about another important thing, the ControlNet stack. Now, I'm in Excel, Stable Diffusion Excel, so you have to you have to use the right diffuser. In my case, text to image adapter diffuse Excel depth mid safe tensor for the depth ControlNet, the diffuser line art from the line art ControlNet, the diffuser canny for the canny ControlNet. As you can see, I'm using 3 different ControlNet. Most important, with a high value, is MIDA, so the depth map. As you can see now, I just launch a prompt in a second, so we can see the result. MIDA is very important because we can create that map, crucial for the space and the depth map, of course. I'm using a resolution of 1024. You can decrease to this value, but in my opinion, and for this kind of work, you have to push this value to the max. After this, and we wait this ControlNet at 1, so it's very important. The second one, it's line art. Now, line art is another node, very powerful and very crucial for your work, because it creates this kind of crispy shade, crispy edges, because he is able to define this kind of details. Okay. Now we see this value of 0.2. In a second moment, I will show you what's going on if you pump up this value, and if you pump up the canny value too. Now I'm working with 0.1, so very low, because canny is quite the same of line art, but with this strong and hard edges. So it's very important to define this kind of line, this kind of edges. For line art, it's different. It's different because we have this, these lines not so precise. So these three ControlNet are crucial for our work, because we need to work in combo in order to have what we have in mind. Remember to experiment every time. All your projects are different, so in this case I'm using these values, but if I want to push on details, maybe I want to increase line art or canny, or decrease depth. You have to try. Enjoy this ride. It's hard, it's tough, but you have to try as much as you can. After this 3 nodes, very important, as we can see, there are the LoRa. In my case, I'm using this LoRa for the metallic part, for the armor part. I leave in description the LoRa in Civitai, and these 2 LoRas for art and details in Excel, of course, Stable Diffusion Excel. These 2 are not so important, but can add some lights and details, very cool, and I like it, so I use it. Now we see the core, the heart of our work, the efficient loader Excel, where I just prompt what we want. In this case, microfuturistic city in a our is in a blue mushroom, ultra detail, high tech, military plate with fine parts, steel plates and wires. So I want to underline, to define these words and have a specific style. I'm using Reality's Edge Excel, a turbo model. Now, for this kind of work, turbo model isn't so important, because will pass through this ultimate SD upscaler that it's very heavy. So we can use a normal a normal checkpoint and pump up steps and CFG, because this part will suck your time as well. So if we, with this kind of Turbo Excel, if we wait 10 seconds on 20 or 20 seconds in this part isn't important, because here we have to wait a long time. But I'm working with this turbo mode right now, so I leave it 10 for the steps and 2 for the CVG. I'm using always Euler and Caras, Euler, Assessor and Caras. You can try to work with the Caras or just a simple Euler. It's up to you. Also, it's a matter of what you want to see, to experiment. So try it. I'm using this one, and it's fine for me. A right tree seed node to have the right seed for each sampler. It's for me it's simpler having just one node to define each sampler. And for the second key sampler, I'm using an high-res fixed script. Very simple, 1.5 of scale, and the noise of enough, and high-res steps 20. Simple, default. Now, these two key sampler create the base for the first one, and the define and the refined for the second one. These are our base for our ultimate upscale node. Now, this is the heavy and tricky part. This kind of node, this kind of upscale, it's complex and will push your GPU and your system to the limit. So be careful. I'm using this method that it's divided in essential two parts. The first one, I upscale with this simple method my image, and this image went to this upscale node that mix three different upscaler. For me, it's ultra sharp, it's NMKD superscale, and a real S-gun. I think this is the default one. This method for me provide the best quality, the best result in terms of quality for my upscale, and I can push this forward a little more with the 8K and MKD superscale for the main upscale model. So you upscale your image by, come on, 2, 3, it's too much. Pass through this apply multiscale, and this will do the trick for you. Remember, we are working on stable Excel, so tile 1K. I decreased the noise in order to have a smooth result, as smooth as we can. This is another question for me, using Caras or normal. Maybe this time I use normal. Okay, remember, remember to, when I'm using efficient model, efficient loader, so we have to worry about this pack and unpack tuple or tuple. I don't know how to pronounce it. We have to unpack Stable Diffusion XL in order to have this kind of node divided, so you can link ultimate upscale. If you don't use it, this one, you don't have a node to link with. So be careful for this one. Now, after the upscale, I'm using two, fancy node. The first one is the image contrast adaptive sharpening. It helps to have crispy edges and this kind of ultra sharp filter of Photoshop, if you know what I mean. And the second one I'm using with another saving images, so you can have without and with this HDR effect of Super Beast AI. I think it's very cool because you have a control of an HDR effect. So the light, the contrast, the shadows, the gamma, it's very cool in my opinion, and I leave it as this with the 0.7 of intensity, 0.6 for highlights, 0.3 for shadows, gamma, contrast, and color. You can mess with the result and try and have fun. Play with Stable Diffusion. Now this is red. Why? I don't know. Delete it. Delete this too. Okay. Now, as you can see, this is the final workflow. And now I want to show you the result. So we can launch our queue, and we'll see in a moment.
A few moments later.
And here we are, or as we say in Italian, eccoci. Now we see the steps. The first one is a simple sampler with this kind of image. It's old for me. The second one is with the Iris Fix, and as you can see, there are so many details right here, and of course right here. Much better. The third one, it's our upscale. Now this kind of workflow worked for 4 minutes with a 460 Ti with 16 giga and 64 giga of RAM. So be careful with your machine, with your computer. This is 3K image. Okay, it's crispy as I like it, but it's cool. And now we can see this is the crispy the crispy flavor of this node. And now we have also the HDR variant with the lovely contrast here and lovely pumping light here and here and here. For me it's very cool, and you can see the level of details of this image. I'm very happy with this result. Now, as promised, I want to show you the tricky part. Now, bypass this because I don't want to upscale and spend times in upscaling. Why? Okay. Oops. I want to show you this kind of tricky part. Now I want to pump up this line art to 0.8, that it's very, very, very high value. Now I cue the prompt, and now we see the result. Just a second, hola. Now, as you can see, this controlNet, now we see the result with the iris fix in a moment, just a moment, but right now it's clear that there is an important difference, as you can see. An important difference because we have so much of this kind of details. Too much, in my opinion. And it's important to, as you can see, it's not so good. So you have to work with low values for these two guys. And if I switch off, that could be a good strategy. You can have a right result, but without the details and the crispness of the first one with the ControlNet active. The ControlNet helps not to have this kind of deformation and new information. This so many mushroom here that there are not here. So line art helps us to maintain the real consistency with the first image. So you have to work in in low values, but with these values. On the contrary, you will have a good result, but with a certain grade of freedom. You know what I mean. So this is the first one. There is no mess here. Here we used ControlNet. Here no. So this is important when you want to stay as much as you can close to your first image for your image control image. This is of course this is a joke. This is a funny way to work with ControlNet, with Stable Diffusion and so on. Oh, look at the HDR. Wow, I like it. The difference, it's very cool in my opinion, but this is a joke again. But when you have to work with your client image and you want to work with details and particulars, you want to stay close as much as you can to the image that your client gave you. So work with ControlNet, but work with ControlNet knowing what are you doing. ControlNet is very powerful, it's heavy for your machine, but it's important to understand what's the ControlNet work with you and what ControlNet work with your objective, your task, and which one not. There are so many. You can use 2, 3, 4, 5. But again, we are working on AI and with AI in order to have the cleanest and the fastest and efficientest and the most efficient workflow for our purpose. We want to work better and we want to work faster. and we don't want to waste time and energy and resources for our task. So I hope this video could help you in your journey and in your discovery of this incredible world that is Stable Diffusion and AI. And as always, ciao ciao ciao.